What is going on, everybody? Blessed Eternal here, back again with some more vanilla Minecraft for you. As you could tell, at least from cosmetic appeal, I have the melon side of the farm done. So, the redstone was not as difficult as it should have been, or rather as I seem to have been making it. It just happened to be that I was not quite thinking about it the way that I should have. And that was ultimately what the problem was. Now, before I show you this working, I kind of don't have the inventory space for me to feel comfortable doing that up right now. So what we are going to do instead is I will show you how I wired it up. So, first and foremost, there's a redstone torch back here on this block. So when that torch gets hit, or rather I don't think I have enough redstone on me. Dang it! So that torch lights that. When the pressure plate up there gets hit, like that, it turns off the signal. And that is the key. I didn't put a block here. That is the key. I need 2 more dust. Dang it! You know, I even have the extra lava I'm going to need for the lava lighting set aside, and everything like that, and it's like, oh, look at me, I'm being proactive as to what it is that I need for this episode. And then I derp up with something like that. So, let's get some... I was going to say, am I not close enough? Like, what's going on here? There. Still have not named the pup, nor changed the collar. That should do it, I would think. I don't need any more pressure plates. Well, I need the stone pressure plate. That's what this is for. No, I'm pretty sure with the exception of the seeds and the hoe. Is the hoe over here? Should not be in any of those. It's either here or down bottom. It has to be. Melon seeds. I guess I don't have any pumpkin seeds, but I have plenty here. So what I will do... 8, 7, 8, what? 9, 10, 11, 16. Okay, so that's all the ones that we should need. I'll worry about tearing up this farm later. Put you up there. And the hoe should be in this box. Nah. Where did I put it? I have sticks. I will make a stone hoe and throw it in lava. That's just what I'll do. I am not going to fumble around looking for my diamond hoe. You know, it's not like it is some kind of a magical thing. 3 points. Alright, so, like over here, I've got 1 block of water put down. This is 8 wide, and well, I'll show you. If I do that on the back edge here, and I've got the water underneath this block, and obviously right there, I probably could have used that other cobble. Now I'm kicking myself. You know what? I'll just take you. I don't care anymore. Nope. It's just been one of those kind of days, guys. A little bit on the goofy side today. Alright, so right out to the edges here should get the water no problem. It does over there, so I'm confident that it will happen here. And the dust for that. So, what does this mean? It means if I take up these two so that I can get down there and equip the torches, all of these torches will turn off. Except for that one when I put it on the wrong side. Let me get the pressure plate. So, alright. So here you can see it does come straight out to the edge. And there's the pressure plate. Step on the pressure plate, all the torches come on. Step off, they all turn off. That's exactly what we're going for these. So that is just a matter of installing that. And if you're curious, the whole reason I have this down, nothing more than lighting. And I don't mean like lighting here really that much, but it's a combination of here and over here a little. There is nothing worse when you are working on a project that you need to, you know, modify, and you'll probably notice the same thing. I have a regular torch in there. There's nothing worse than you're modifying a project with the redstone, and you dig it up only to find, you know, baby zombie, or I don't know why you haven't turned over yet, or, you know, worse, potentially, you know, if you, remember my dual 1x3 door redstone? Imagine if I didn't have that lit up. You know, you walk in and all of a sudden there's a creeper. Oh, there goes your redstone. So I always make sure to light up my redstone, because I cannot stand... Saturate already! I cannot stand having it and not having it lit up. So then this is set up for the lava lighting. And I have it done 3 from each side. But if I put the lava here, it will flow 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and, well, the source block 4. So here I need to remember to do this, so I could pour it up here, and I'll show you that right now. I do this, make sure I got, there we go. I do that, it'll flow out. It should have flown in both directions. Oh, I'm not liking this. Oh, I'm not liking this. Why did you not do what you're supposed to do? And I've lost the glass anyway. That was Silk Touch. Why did you not do what... You know what? I'll put a disposable up here. Because that should flow in both directions properly. It did over there, it did it just fine. I didn't have this frustration. There we go. So it'll flow out in both directions, reducing the amount of lava that you need for your lighting. Then I'll do this. Pop you out. And now you should, yeah, there we go. Now I do that and that. Perfect. So now I will take this. I just don't feel like hopping down there. I'm going to have to do it. I just don't feel like doing it right now. So yeah, that's the lava lighting there. 2 here. 2 here. Yeah, I have that there, put in the leaf block. The leaves are actually required, as you can see there. Well, not really required. It's a cosmetic thing. And it does actually kind of double. Albeit a little bit, extreme. Like, I guess it does technically extend, but if you think about it, melons, pumpkins, they all have leaves on the plant, and they're not represented in Minecraft. This is kind of my way of hiding the lava lighting, and still keeping it in line with the style. Take that out. And that should be that for that. Let's put the leaves in next. So the light still flows through just fine, and unless you're actually looking up, you're not going to notice the lava lighting. Okay, you did flow all the way out. For a moment there, I thought it was missing a block. I don't have enough glass on me. I don't have enough glass smelted. I took all the glass with me that I had. Did I say I was going to need something else for this? I don't remember. I went back and I got the redstone. I will go up, I'll get some bone meal. I'll throw some more glass into smelt. Yeah. Pop the floor in here. What I'm thinking is... No, wrong one. I'm thinking about just keeping it real simple. Right here, anyway. It still kind of matches up. I might exchange this out for the stone slabs. Not quite sure. Honestly, I haven't even looked at this to see what I like, what I don't. And actually, the more I look at that now, the more I want to do that. No. I want to replace this with bricks. Yeah, that looks a little better. So... Yeah, I guess I need the glass in order to finish this off. But before we go up there, I could come down here with a silk touch pick. Or silk touch axe, rather. And it would probably be better for the melons, admittedly. You know, just come by and just go whack, whack, whack. And that's better if you're picking up melons for the villagers. But if you need regular melons or something, or, you know, essentially just a mindless process, just walk in and pick up your melon. Very rarely does any melon get popped back there. Now, you know, 9, 8, math no work. Obviously, when you hit the pressure plate, you are losing melons versus using a silk touch axe when it comes to the villagers. But for an automation idea, for example, it turns out a little bit more efficient. One thing that I've been trying to work on, and I know I could figure out a way to do it, I just have not done it, is the possibility of setting it up. What was I after? Glass. Setting it up so that the... Thank you. Setting it up so that the what's it? Water stream. Simply washes the melon off the spot that it would pop onto and washes it into like a hopper system. And you could do that, you could set it up on a timer if you wanted to. Please keep in mind, if you're using redstone on a server, try not to leave it on activated timers. It's... I'm having one of those days. I do not have a furnace over here. Do I have cobble? Yes. Heck with it, I'll just do it that way. I'll make a furnace, I'll stick it down here somewhere. Temporary builder's kit, basically. Oh. So, do not, try to be a little bit considerate of other people and whatnot, especially when you're on servers. Do not just throw redstone clocks and all that into effect on a server. And, clocks themselves are fine. It's not the clock that's the problem. It's when you leave it running non-stop and walk away from it. That's the problem. I did not get the bone meal. I will go get the bone meal while waiting on the glass. I still have the time. So, why is that? I'm sure some of you are asking. Well, redstone alone is not hard on a server. But when you leave clocks running, and multiple people have clocks, and everybody has them left running, and, somebody else or another couple of people are doing AFKing at mob farms, or spawners, or things like that. I mean, it all adds up. Some servers can handle it, others can't. And if you're on a server that has, like the way that a lot of public servers are... I'm really getting tired of this. Well, now you've seen it on camera. It is the only flaw with the elevator. Sometimes you happen to get stuck in the back. And I think actually one of those spots like that is where that zombie was the other day that we heard. But, yeah, redstone timers. Try to avoid using them on servers. Now, here is the perfect way you could actually have it set up. It would still technically be a timer, and it would not be as problematic for a server. Now, guys, think about this. Use a daylight sensor. One of probably the least used items in the game for what they're designed for. The redstone sensors. And why do I say use a sensor? Well, think about it. Think about how quick these guys are popping up right now, for that matter. These guys are popping up. I don't even need that much. So, these guys are popping up almost instantaneous in many aspects to me bone mealing the stems. So, while we're talking about this, I'll pop those. We'll turn around, and we'll just watch. And already is one up. So, the way that the timer works with the daylight sensor, you have it set up, and it won't work in this case unless I ran a wire up, and that's fine. But if you had this on a main level of a base, outdoors, that kind of thing, you can actually have it set up where either at dawn or at dusk, when the daylight sensor gets the light, because you can now invert them, so it's when it gets dark they activate. So you have a choice now with 1.8 on how you want to do it. But you basically have it set up so that the torch... I don't have any wood on me to make torches. But you run the redstone with a repeater into a block. You have the torch on the block. So you have redstone. This would be a repeater facing in. Imagine this is a redstone torch, and then that would be the dust. Now, if you put that over there, and imagine this block with the torch being there, and the dust ran that way underneath here, this is where the pressure plate would be. So if you had it set up like this, and the redstone or the daylight sensor was over here, the sensor would activate this redstone into the repeater, into this block, turning off the torch, turning off the redstone dust, which would turn on those pistons. And it would pop all of these pistons, or all the pumpkins, up out of the ground. And from there you could have, for example, if you had these as solid blocks, as opposed to the glass panes, you could have a water stream running down the middle here, at head level, so at this level. So you'd have more blocks along here. And in this case, I have it 8 long. So if the water came down right here, that would be enough to run the water all the way out here. Now you would not want that going all the time, because when the pistons went down, you'd have the water spread out, and then it would snap your stems. So what you'd want is basically have it set up with a T flip-flop, probably. And I know I'm getting into some technical redstone mumble-jumbo here, so, I'm sorry if I've lost you. But you'd want the water to shut off first. And then that would go into a little bit of a timer. And the kind of timer I'm talking about now, it would not be on all the time. It would just be when the water gets shut off. If there's interest in the comments section of my video, I can go through, I can actually go into a creative world or something, and I could build what it is I'm talking about here. I'm 99% positive that the idea that I have in mind right now, that I've been telling you on how it could work for a timer on a server without causing server lag, would work fine. And hey, fine, let me pause, back up, amend that comment. It would cause lag when the pistons activate or deactivate. But that would be the only lag. So you think about how, you think about if you've been on a server that's had a clock left running, and if a mod or somebody's had to go turn it off or break the clock or whatever, you know the kind of lag I'm talking about. Now imagine if that kind of lag happened this amount of time. Watch the pistons. That's it. That's all the lag. Done. Now, I know we did not get any more pumpkins growing here right now, but guys, think about that for a second. This has been 3 minutes, so we are not even halfway through a day or night cycle. Okay, fine. Not great numbers. But if you have it on automated, that's the whole point of these farms, is so that you can have an automated farm that you don't need to worry about, the great numbers instantaneous. It's not about the profitability in 10 minutes. It's about the long-term profit. I'm checking these guys, because I've noticed from time to time when I leave and reload my world, some of these guys have been out of the pens, and I'm guessing it's like right here when they get stuck in the corner from other cows and whatnot pushing them into the corner. When I leave, okay, I know what that sound was. Where are you? Anyway, fence posts are considered transparent blocks, so it's not unusual for those guys just to be pushed out. Did he seriously teleport into that lava pit that I have in there? I mean, obviously he's gone now, but Oh well. No ender pearl. Of course, I don't think I would have gotten one anyway if he died by the fire and the lava from Derpage. So, I guess we did not test it. No, we did do them both. Never mind. Losing my mind. So now we can take down those pumpkins over there. We can take down the pumpkins over there. The only other farms that we need to move at the moment that we have on the top level is the sugarcane. And that's very easy to move anywhere at all. So by next episode, I am going to be aiming to have all of these farms. I guess the wheat needs to move too, but again, not difficult. So by next episode, I'm hoping to have all the dirt from the top level moved, all the farms moved, whether it's disassembled or not, and have a solid sandstone up there. I may start to work on those sides. And if I remember when we were up top, I didn't take the... when we were up top, I kind of seem like I'm running low on sand. I've also been doing some work down here. I've got the paths turned. There's only one part of it that I'm not liking down here right now. Like, what I'm figuring is I'm going to run this up. I'm going to run the stairs down on each side here. And down over here. So when you come in, you get out. Hopefully it just dumps you over on this side. That's my hope anyway. You just go up here and up the stairs. You come in, you come down the stairs. And I just noticed, no, I'm not British, but for some reason I have you keeping to the left when coming and going here. I'm not quite sure why I did that. But whatever the case, you know, you come down, hop in the cart, you go on down here, it goes around the corner, and you've seen the rest of that. This is the part I don't like. For a transition purpose, I wanted to keep this symmetrical. It's easier to deal with. This stuff is obviously being moved. And then at that corner, you know, you turn. And I did the same thing up there, turn at the corner, because otherwise it would be, you know, this wall would be right here. And that would have looked weird when you look down at it like that. So that required this to be 3 wide rather than the 1. Okay, not that big of a deal. Easy transition, still works. The lighting is still high enough here, so I don't need to worry much about it. But when I tried to put these two together, this is what I got. And the only alternative to this that I could do still would not quite look right, and that would be to take this flower pattern, I suppose you want to call it, and put that in here. It still wouldn't look any different. You'd have the glowstone in the middle. The only difference is you'd have the granite going to the diorite. Yeah, because this is the andesite, I believe. Anyway, whatever the case, you have the orange, pink, whatever going to the white, and that would work over there. But you'd have a weird transition here without having the fences, because that happens between the orange anyway. So I think this is probably the best bet for the transition. And the other thing is the ceiling. It kind of feels weird, but your attention isn't being drawn to the ceiling anyway. It's just a detail piece. It's an accent piece. It's not something... Yeah, I need to remember not to fall in there. It's just something to break up the monotony of a solid wall pattern. That's all it is. So, I mean, you're going down here, you're not really paying attention to that unless you're intentionally looking up to keep an eye on it. And I'm trying to work out something for a cart return system for these carts. Not as easy as it sounds. Especially, I have a cart return system in mind for that. The same one will not work for that without having all kinds of problems. I did just think of a way that I might be able to get working. It's a lot of redstone, though. So we will have to look at that and see if it will work. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Actually, it's a little bit more than a little bit longer than normal. My videos just keep seeming to get longer and longer. Hope you guys don't mind. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button. Helps me out quite a bit. And yeah, feel free to leave in the comments there any suggestions, like I was mentioning earlier, and any of the suggestions for the cart return for the chest carts and whatnot. I'm kind of thinking a cart unloader, and then it would go through the cart return system like I was originally thinking. But I will worry about that. If it turns out to be too much of a pain in the butt, I probably won't do it. It's the keep it simple, stupid mentality. But until next time, guys, as always, have a good one.